Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko. This is their part number 379 CPK is what this is. This is a piece of perimeter gasketing, and what's unique about this material is that it has an adjustable concept to it. Via these adjusting screws that are here, you can see them better from the back side, you're able to tailor the projection of the bar that's holding the insert. Okay, I have them slightly turned out so that they're projecting an eighth of an inch beyond their minimum position. And let's just demonstrate that first. Let me draw these screws back in. I'm going to do it carefully from either end, and I can feel it moving in my hand, moving back in. Okay. So a very low torque scenario that's happening here. Got that pretty well drawn in as far as it'll go. This gasketing is most definitely not inexpensive, but really nice when you might have a condition by which you know that you're going to need to adjust that seal on a troublesome door. You could have a situation where client purchased hollow metal doors and frames, came in, purchased hollow metal doors and frames, and then did this in July or August, and did this in early spring, and warm enough for the masons to work and to set frames. And then in July, August, he calls and says, I can't get my door latched. And the further that you probe into it, you realize that the client not being able to get it latched happens at the same time kind of every day, at the hottest time of the day. A southwestern exposure where the sun is just hitting it brutally all day long, and incredibly dark paint on the door. Thermal bow is occurring, okay? And client needs to be able to not only latch his door, which you can try to mitigate, but he obviously wants to seal it as well because the AC is running pretty good. So while this gasketing won't solve the latching problem, which you can kind of do with some field modifications, this sort of gasketing will allow you to tailor the installation a bit on the opening. Now, bowing is going to be a little bit tough because this bar that's in here is not going to be flexible, but if you have a door that does have some warp to it, you're kind of able to contend with that. And that's where adjustable gasketing is going to be used. So let's draw this material back out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do it evenly. So, illustrating the concept of how you can have the gasketing accommodate, a situation where, the door and frame just simply are not working very well together, is the bottom line. Very good. Okay. So, kind of giving that sort of illustration is what that is. Let's put this all back together and we'll take some dimensional properties of the item. I would suggest a very low torque or by hand tool because that's just aluminum, what those metal screws or steel screws are threading into, and you don't want to over torque that and then strip those screws on the inside of this extrusion. And you can see right there that there are threads tapped right there. Okay, I wouldn't say that they're tapped. I would say that that aluminum, when it's extruded, is okay. So here we go. Let's take some dimensional properties of this item. There is an image down below that shows those dimensional properties. This is going to be apparently at its minimum. Well, the housing itself is going to be 1 5/16, just the aluminum housing, and it appears to be basically that. You're going to have 5/16 of seal projecting off the bottom of that, and that appears to be that as well. What they're not telling us is the maximum amount of adjustment that is here. Actually, forgive me, they are telling us that, and that's in the extended description. Before we switch to that, this is obviously just a 6-inch sample piece. The adjusting screws are included. This would include screws to physically attach it, likely to the frame. Now, where else you might be using this would be perhaps as a stop in an installation, like you might have custom-made windows, casement windows, you know, hopper windows, whatever they might be, and you might have this seal on all 4 sides. Now, what would be really slick in either a window application where you're using it as a seal and a stop, but also a door application, is order the material slightly longer, and then what you'll do at the jamb and the header on both sides is miter all of this, so you'll get a nice, tight, and clean installation versus butting the two together. It would look a lot nicer if it was mitered. So that's a really nice way to go about doing this sort of work. You know, again, order it slightly longer. A couple of inches longer would be most adequate. Especially if you're doing something 4-sided, it'd be nice to have all that mitered. Let's switch to the screen view now, and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are looking at, 379 CPK. Okay, as we scroll down, here's that image showing the dimensional properties. The adjustment that they mentioned earlier is here, Adjustable Jamb Weatherstrip, shown on openings with a 1/16 of an inch gap. However, each weather strip can seal gaps up to a 1/4 inch. Adjustable Jamb Weatherstrip can adjust, therefore, 3/16 out from its rest position. Okay. The insert is mentioned here, PK 4132 in a BL finish. Let's pull up the site and let's search for PK 4132 BL. And here is that replacement insert alone, sold in lengths. Speaking of lengths, this is listed in the website in lengths from 2 foot to 8 foot. You can have any length that you want, probably up to about 16.5 feet, and we list the common lengths. Be mindful that when you get longer than 3 foot, the cost to ship ends up becoming, you know, the cost to ship ends up going from here to here as you get longer than 36. You get out to 96 and plus, it's out in this area for sure. So, you know, don't order 8-foot pieces thinking you're going to cut them all down to, 44-inch each. Order 44-inch lengths or 4-foot lengths would be the logic with that. You know, a lot of people think of weather stripping like lumber. You know, give me 8-foot lengths, give me 12-foot 2x12s. I'll order the pieces you want because the cost to ship is noticeable. And that is what it's supplied with, the 4132. Now, they say that this is a GR. That's gray. I don't know if this is available in a GR color, a gray color. This material is fire rated, smoke rated, air seal rated, and builder's hardware manufacturer certified. Green Guard certified. That's going to be a reference to the insert material. A lower environmental footprint. Let's look at the links that we have here. Product brochure is first. 379, what you're going to see is it's available in 3 different finishes. And S for silicone. Silicone is going to be very good all around, extremely good all around, especially very hot temperatures. You have the PK Pemko Prene synthetic rubber from Pemko. They use Pemko Prene in a lot of their items. You have the sponge neoprene, an open cell neoprene. I would use silicone when I had extremely warm temperatures. I would use the PK when I had just general applications. And if I wanted the best sound attenuation possible, I would go with the R, the sponge EPDM. Now, they're all draft seal rated. None of them are acoustically rated. They don't have the symbology there for acoustical rating. But if I was going to use one, I would use the sponge material. Those tiny ear pockets will serve better. All of these, obviously the three are all adjustable, as are these other items that are here on this page as well. Now, there's also a link to cut sheet. Nothing new is going to be seen here, just the dimensional properties. We're going to have installation instructions. This is not going to give you a lot of good data. It's going to say measure, cut to length, install. Great. Common sense. Measure twice, cut once. The MSDS sheet, that would be for the insert material. If you needed to provide that on a project that you're working on, there's the insert material for the PK 4132. Now, there's a link below this video here to the manufacturer's page. When you click on that, you'll be able to pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the current and prior catalogs. Other encyclopedic documents are here. Namely, there are documents that relate to handicap compliance. Why would that document be here? Well, Pemko makes thresholds, and thresholds are very much governed by the requirement of them of public spaces and handicap compliance. There's also a link to the Astragal template. Pemko makes Astragals for residential doors, and this document is the template by which the worksheet that you'll fill out to complete when you're ordering an Astragal. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Now, speaking again about the lengths, if you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know. Order the next longest piece or pieces and indicate the cut length, the net length you'd like, in the comment field, and we'll have the factory do that. Why? Well, it'll save you the trouble of having to cut everything. Not only that, but it'll give you a very clean factory edge here at the end. Plus, you'll have your countersink or your dimple at the proper distance from the edge and the proper center to center as well. So the factory's cutting these out of long extrusions. Why not just let them cut them to the length? If you've got 7-foot doors, you don't need 84-inch pieces. Okay, you don't. Okay, you're going to need 83 and probably 3/16 would be more accurate. So let the factory cut that stuff for you. And again, if you want it mitered, they can do that. That'll be an additional charge. And you may want to do that after checking for square in your frame, but that'd be a really nice way to go. Any questions on the Pemko? This is their part number, 379CPK. I'm sorry, I did not tell you the other finishes that this is available in. You can do the aluminum in, well, it's listed here in 3 options. I bet you can do it in more than that. Let's take a closer look at those options. Most certainly you can do it in the C for clear anodized finish. That's for sure. You can do it in the G, which is a gold anodized finish. It's matte. It's not metallic or shiny. You can do it in the D for the dark bronze anodized finish as well. I'm quite sure that you can do this in an oil-rubbed bronze powder-coated equivalent. An equivalent in a powder-coated process to oil-rubbed bronze. You can also likely do this in a powder-coated black suede as well. I've been stammering. I've been entertaining while I've been waiting to pull the catalog up. 379. Okay, here we are. Okay, they list the clear anodized, the dark bronze. They list white suede powder coat. They do not list the gold. Oh, I'm sorry, let's back up. They do not list gold. They do list the black suede powder coat, and they list the oil-rubbed bronze equivalent. And that's what they list. So the white suede powder coat they do as well, and they don't do the gold anymore. There you go. Gold, you're fired. Any questions on the 379 CPK or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.